Good morning. Welcome to the Salary Board meeting for February 2nd, 2022. We are going to start a public comment on the agenda. See no hands. Okay. We're going to move into, we'll start with the courts, which is basically just the youth center. So I'm not sure who's going to present. President Judge Bateman.
All right, good morning.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Morning, Commissioners. Good morning, Ms. Van Blanc. We have two matters on the salary board agenda. The first, I will tell you, does not require any change in compensation. It's only for a title change. The second would be to increase some per diem caps because we believe that nevertheless we're increasing and we're still avoiding overtime for other individuals who would do those jobs. I'd like Mr. Core to come up and explain it in more detail to the board, if that's okay with you, Commissioner.
Certainly. Yep.
Morning.
Morning.
So the first item is a title change for one of our three cook positions, full-time positions. And what we're seeking to do is change the title of that position from cook to head cook to be commensurate with the responsibilities of that role. The role of that cook position has taken on increasing responsibilities through the years pertaining to our school lunch program, which is a revenue source for the youth center and for the county, and requires a lot of specialized trainings and understanding of software. In addition, the head cook position also does training of new staff for the kitchen laundry area. That position is presently salaried higher than the other cook positions, so we're merely seeking to change the title to be equal to the responsibilities and the pay of that position.
Any comments or questions on that question? The only one question I have is, are the cooks, including the current head cook, are they unionized?
They are not.
They're not. Okay. All right.
Non-union.
All right. And I just also, because I know we're moving away from using the term lead in certain areas, and I didn't want to make sure we're not sort of creating an issue. I don't know, Ms. Smith from HR, do you have any concern or issue with that, doing this? Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. That was my only question. And then why don't we discuss the other ones as well? You
want to discuss the other one, or you want me to make a motion on each of them individually?
I think we can. I don't see an issue with us probably hearing all the commentary first, and we'll just vote on them all at once.
Okay.
Okay. The second request is a salary increase, hourly salary increase on the cap for our alternate support positions. We presently have 20 of those positions, and we use them in two distinctive manners. One is as a youth counselor support position, and the other is a kitchen laundry support position. So these are folks that supplement and fill shifts that are not covered by our full-timers that would require overtime to be paid to those folks. So what I'm looking to do is our present maximum salary is at $15.96 an hour, and we're seeking to go up to $18 an hour for the cap. What we're finding is we're having trouble attracting and retaining our part-time alternate staff, and they're primarily telling us it's because of salary. Presently, we only have 6 of those 20 positions filled. Wow. And we've had postings up for both and are not getting interest in those, and we've lost several people in the last couple years as they moved on to higher paying positions. So looking at the climate right now, which, fast food restaurants and some entry-level jobs that don't even require a high school diploma are making $15 or more an hour, and some of our part-time staff are not even making that right now. So we feel it's important to be able to attract and retain people and kind of keep up with where things are in the marketplace right now. the part-time staff, particularly with our youth counselors, have the same requirements of a four-year degree. They do the same job, and they're making about half as much. So this doesn't get them all the way up to that level, but it certainly gets them a little bit closer. And, you know, we feel that that's a fair request.
Okay. Comments or questions on that issue?
I just have one comment. It seems like a no-brainer to me. I think when I looked at the requirements for the position that, you know, college educated, it just certainly makes sense to me. So,
Yeah, it's challenging work,
Yes.
as you know better than anybody. Any other questions or comments? Is there any objection to doing items 1, 2, and 3 with a single motion? If the
No objection.
no objection.
Judge Bateman, we want to do the honors?
All right, I'm going to make a motion then that we change the job title from cook to head cook, and that we increase the rate from $15.94 per hour to $18 per hour for the 20 alternate support staff positions. And I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
It's nice to see you up and around, Commissioner Marseglia.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right, I kind of, in my rush to try and get to our serious business, I blew past the minutes. So real quick, just go back for a second to number 3, approval of the minutes from January 3rd and January 5th. Are there any comments, suggestions, corrections for the minutes for either of those meetings?
I just have one comment, and that is if you plan on doing it together, I'm abstaining from January 3rd,
No, we'll do them separately.
but January 5th, sure.
Okay, we'll do them separately. Is there a motion then to approve the minutes for January 3rd?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain?
Abstain.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the minutes for January 5th?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Apologize for going a little bit out of order. We will move to information technology. Mr. Regula?
Thank you, Salary Board. Yes, I come to you today to ask that a position that was normally set up as a IT manager inside of our Department of Corrections to be set up as a technical specialist inside of IT. This is part of the transitions report to assimilate those positions more fully into IT. In a previous Salary Board, you did structure this under IT. So now with a resignation, we have an ability to actually share some of the effort of that position among other IT staff and not have it just a singular responsible person for Department of Corrections. The position will still be housed in corrections, but they will have the support of a larger IT organization rather than just being a single source of help for corrections.
Okay. Comments or questions? No? Okay. Is there a motion to approve items 1 and 2?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Human Resources, Ms. Smith?
Good morning, Commissioners, Controller. The benefits manager position is vacant now, that the person who held that role was promoted to Assistant Director of Human Resources. Traditionally, the Assistant Director of HR had a hand in benefits, and we got away from that model for a while, and now we're getting back to that. So the current Assistant Director of HR will have oversight over benefits, keeping the higher level responsibilities and being very involved with making decisions regarding benefits. This enables us to change the benefits manager role back to a benefits administrator.
Okay. All right, comments or questions?
I have a question. So if I understand you correctly, the benefits administrator will be responsible for lower level benefits work than the benefits manager was previously, because the benefits manager is now director, right?
The benefits administrator will be doing all of the legwork. It's almost the same as it is with the manager title. The only difference is really just that there will be a dotted line reporting relationship to the assistant director, and the higher level things will have to go through the assistant director.
So
But all of the legwork that is in place now will be done by the administrator.
So my question is, why is the salary cap not decreasing? If the person, if the benefits administrator's doing slightly less work and lower work, how come the salary's not decreasing?
Because the cap was a bit low in the first place, honestly, and the benefits manager was at the cap, I'm going to post the administrator at a lower salary. So I'm not going to pay the administrator the same amount that the manager got, but I'd like to leave it as is if I could to allow some room for growth.
And what's the director position now? It's not director, I apologize, you're director, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I meant, don't disrespect.
No problem.
Still learning all the nuances here. The assistant director, correct?
Yeah, I'm sorry, are you asking what the assistant director's salary is?
Right,
$76,000.
okay. And that's the cap, right, for the assistant director?
No, that's not the cap.
Okay.
That's
okay.
what she was offered just starting in the position.
Okay, and so benefits manager will be changing to benefits administrator, right? Okay, and the HR manager, like on the organization chart, they're kind of equal, right?
Right, we have an HR manager that has the same salary cap as what the benefits manager had.
That was going to be my question.
Okay.
So what's the difference, why the name change?
Why the name change from manager to administrator?
Yes.
Just to show that the higher level things were taken out.
Okay.
And the assistant HR director will have oversight over that.
Is there a difference between the HR manager and the benefit, other than the area of responsibility?
Yes.
In other words, what's the difference between the HR manager and the business benefits administrator, and they're both capped at the same salary? That's my concern.
Okay. I mean, they are different roles. They are considered to be equivalent, but very different. The HR manager manages the grievance process, working on labor relations on a daily basis, and is also an HR business partner to 2 divisions in the county. So it's a very different job, but I thought of them as pretty equivalent in their level of responsibility and importance.
Right. I guess I just don't understand the purpose of changing, the name, if you will, and reducing some of the responsibilities and duties if they're equal to the HR manager. I understand they're different areas of specialty, but I'm just talking about basic functions as a manager in your department. You have a manager and administrator, both earning the same amount, but with slightly different responsibilities. Not areas of responsibility.
Right.
I'm just talking about your core, kind of, they seem equal to me, but then they're not equal, right?
That's a
Do you
valid-
understand my concern?
Yeah, that's a valid point, and at a later date, it's kind of on the back burner, but at a later date, I might come before the board to ask to actually raise the salary cap for the HR manager.
And is that, okay. There was a creation of a new position, right? The assistant director, or no?
No, that's not new.
Okay, all right. I don't have any.
We had someone transfer out of HR from that role and go to another department in the county, and that's why that was vacant. And then we promoted the benefits manager to assistant director.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that edification.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay. Is there a motion then to approve items 3, 4? So moved. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, emergency medical health, Mr. Luce.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
And Controller. I'm here to request an additional position, an EMS training and recruitment specialist. Over the past several years, EMS has struggled with some recruitment and even training, even supported in the Pennsylvania SR6 report about the importance of how we have to recruit and train more EMS providers. Currently, we have a per diem spot that has been vacated, and we would like to make this a full-time position for just training and recruitment to enhance our training abilities, and we have to remodel the way we do our training currently in the current environment. COVID-19 has exacerbated some of the training and recruitment abilities of our EMS organizations, and being that we're one of the only training institutes within the county providing basic EMS training, we'd like to enhance it by having that ability. The position also is responsible for all the CPR training and retraining within the county staff. So anybody that's required to have CPR training, this person also provides that training, and we keep that training cost lower than it would be if it was a third-party vendor providing that training. We do have some revenue stream coming from our contract with the Bureau of EMS, and then also we have some revenue that comes in with our training center. Our training is kept low because of our collaboration with the community college to provide that affordable basic EMS training.
Okay. Questions?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just what, is it budgeted?
Is it budget? It's not budgeted. Our per diem person unexpectedly retired from her position, and I think this is the next step that to move forward to meet the recruitment and training needs of our EMS providers.
I'm not opposed to it, and I see there that you're working out, like, in other words, the per diems going, so you
Yeah.
have that, what would have been paid there, and I see you have some, I guess, some other revenue sources to help pay for the position. Just if it's not budgeted, what's your plan for making that up?
What my hope is using some of our state contract money. Our contract expires the end of June, and when we get our new contract, hopefully increasing some of that funding towards it. The other part of it is some of our the revenue that comes from our training funds. So we would use some of that also. And then there's also that cost savings that we're providing the CPR to the county employees at a reduced cost as opposed to having a third-party vendor.
Thank you.
Do we get, and maybe this is a question, I don't know if it's for you or for Mr. Boscola, Ms. Smith, or all three combined. Do we get any kind of discount on our insurance by training our staff? Just having staff that are trained in CPR, or having, are there any kind of incentives like that we get? Not sure if I see some question, I see some looking back and forth and deciding who wants to.
Get back to
Usually usually means it's bad news. Anybody?
Do you mean liability insurance or health insurance?
Just, yeah, any of the insurance, from any of our carriers.
There aren't specific questions in terms of asking through the applications of whether we train our staff in-house or privately. The liability insurance, so if we provide CPR training to our employees, we wouldn't get any savings from insurance from providing that training.
Okay, all right. I was curious, because I know in previous positions I've held
I mean, I can inquire from
Yeah,
our
exactly,
broker
yeah.
what.
It never hurts to ask, right? Because sometimes you get that. Sometimes you take some proactive steps to, educate, train your staff, and that sometimes you get, discounts on liability insurance, things like that, because you're taking those steps. It was just something that occurred to me as Mr. Luce was talking. Let's see. And this is obviously tied. Item 5 is tied to number 6 as well in terms of
Yes.
deleting a position. Okay. All right. Any other questions? No? Okay. All right. So then we're looking at 5 and 6. Is there a motion for numbers 5 and 6? So moved. Second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Next is securities. This is Mr. Bona.
Good morning, and thank you for your time. I'm here this morning asking for the creation of a new position within the security department, the position of lieutenant. The position of lieutenant, as we foresee, will be a uniform supervisory position that will take care of the operations on a daily basis for the security department. We are not planning on filling the director's position for security, the previously held position, as that's incorporated in my new role. With the overseeing of 3 locations, I really feel that it's necessary for us to have a hands-on supervisory person here at the administration building on a daily basis. We're asking to bring this in at a level $75,000 max, which would be an approximate $25,000 savings
since we're removing or reducing the previous director's position and setting that aside as a lieutenant, there would be actually a cost savings for this.
Okay. Comments or questions?
I have a question. So you did mention, and you answered my question partly, and that was, you said that you're not planning on filling the director of security, but I don't see a salary action removing that position from your manning table. Do you intend to do that?
Yes, the intention is there.
Okay, and when? I guess once
as soon
it's,
as we get through the process, we want to get this process done, to get this process through the planning stages, so that then that'll give me the opportunity, because right now with managing the 3 departments and this on a daily basis, we're just trying to kind of get our ducks in a row.
Is there any reason we couldn't do it now?
I'm sorry, Commissioner?
Is there any reason we couldn't delete it now?
I don't know. Audrey, is there?
Yes, there's a reason not to delete it now, because currently there is an employee with the title of assistant to the director of security. So if we delete the director of security, that person would not be tied to a position that existed anymore. So we want to wait on deleting the director of security.
Okay.
So you'll make sure you come back, though?
Yes, it's a multi-tier, so that was the issue.
and so the intention is to, I guess, recategorize the assistant director's position?
Yes, and the biggest concern I have right now is just getting the new person in as a supervisory role to be able to kind of meet with them, get that information across, and then we'll adjust that position.
Okay.
Presumably, this is still an added position. You're not taking sort of an existing, because we have 2 sergeants, let's say, you're not taking an existing sergeant and making them lieutenant. And so the number of people in security staff would stay the same. You're going to be still adding a person. Is that the intent, even if you're backfilling at some point?
Correct. I mean, any of the applicants could come from internal or external. So, I mean, we would certainly look at any applicants internally as well, so that could result in an adjustment throughout the department, but we don't know at this point until we post it.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, thank you.
Okay. All right. Is there a motion then on item number 7?
So moved.
Second.
All right. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Items 8 through 11 deal with Neshaminy Manor. Oh, there's Dr. Damsker.
Good morning.
Morning.
So these, we have 6 units of 60 beds each at Neshaminy Manor, and each one has a unit manager. We have not, and usually they're RN unit managers. We have not been able to hire an RN for almost a year because of all the issues going on in healthcare and staffing. So what we're doing is we are going to be, we're still going to keep advertising for RN unit managers, but in the meantime, we're going to have LPN program coordinators, which are basically, or nurse coordinators, which are basically going to act as unit managers under the State Department of Health, which is our licensing agency. That is more than acceptable. They will still be reporting to the assistant directors of nursing. So we'll never have, the people are concerned, oh, well, what about, we're never going to have more than 6 unit managers. So if we were to hire, say, 3 of these positions, we would not hire 3 unit managers, 3 RN unit managers for those positions. So we'll never have more than 6, so there's no effect on the budget from that perspective. So we're not going to delete the other unit managers from the manning table, but we are going to not fill those if these become available. So we'll keep advertising for RNs, and we'll keep advertising for these, but we do believe that we may be more successful at filling these roles with LPNs as opposed to RNs, given that we have tried extremely hard over the last year to recruit RNs and we have been unsuccessful.
Okay. All right. Comments or questions? No. Okay. All right. Is there a motion then to approve items 8 through 11?
So moved.
Thank you
Second.
very much.
All in favor?
Aye.
Just wait for the vote.
Yeah, you're a little quick on that one. All right. Okay, moving to the road list. All right. Controller's office.
Thank you, Commissioner Harvey, or do I say chair?
Commissioner Harvey's fine.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
It's all right. I've been called lots of things.
Well, I just wasn't sure of the protocol, so thank you for, so currently, the Controller's Office does not have a solicitor's position on our manning table. This is a salary board action to add back the position of solicitor for the controller consistent with the prior controller's officer's position, and consistent with some, although not all, of the current row's solicitor's position. So we ask that the controller's solicitor be put back on the manning table at a salary of $6,000 with benefits. We do understand that Commissioner Marseglia requests that all row's solicitors are requested to keep track of their time spent. And we certainly agree to abide by by the rules, the request, asked of all of the row's solicitors. So we don't have a problem with that. So with that, I make a motion to reinstate the solicitor position to the controller at the salary of $6,000 with benefits.
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded. Just before you vote, because obviously this is going to come up 3 more times, so I'll just say it up front. We did start a model in this late spring, early summer, whereby solicitors for the rows could decide to be or remain as employees earning $6,000. They qualify for benefits. They qualify for health care under the county plan. Or they could decide to take a different route, which is to get essentially salary somewhere between $15,000 and $25,000, but they would not be employees, so therefore they would not qualify for benefits or pension. That remains, so should as an option. So for any of the row offices who decide that they have a solicitor who would like to change, there is one solicitor from existing row who did make that change, which is better for them. They thought it made more sense. So that option does still exist. This doesn't, any actions I think we take today doesn't remove that possibility and option for solicitors at any of the rows. So, okay, motion as made and seconded for item number 1 on the row list. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, item 2 is recorder of deeds. Okay. Phillips. And just a reminder too, since it's the first time with the rows, I know Mr. McPhillips knows this because he's been here for a little while, but you have a vote as well. This isn't just the 4 of us. When it's an issue involving your office, you have votes as well. So go ahead, Mr. McPhillips.
Good morning, fellow members of the Salary Board. Simply put, my request is consistent with the County Controller's requests with respect to the position of solicitor.
Okay.
With that, I'd like to make a motion to add the position of solicitor to the Recorder of Deeds manning table.
Okay, motion's made.
I'll second.
Just to clarify, are we adding it or just in terms of personnel, or is this just are we changing it?
It's not, it was removed. So
So it was actually removed?
Yes.
Okay, all right, good.
In a prior
Okay.
Salary Board meeting, it was removed, so.
I believe with the turnover, when we came in, it was automatically deleted because.
Into the contract kind of thing, to a letter or something.
right,
Right.
into a contract.
Well, but the solicitor for each of the incoming rows was automatically deleted because obviously we get to choose our own solicitor.
different
So
model.
That was a
yeah.
vacancy.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
yeah.
I just need to clarify that. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, motion made and seconded, I believe, right?
Yes.
Okay. For item number 2, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Sheriff? Mr. Herron?
Thank you, fellow members of the Salary Board. I just echo the controller's request, and the Recorder of Deeds. There's no sense in me making a speech.
Okay.
It's unusual for you.
And that'll be the first time I ever say that.
Okay, so are you making a motion?
I'll make a motion that we add the position of solicitor back into the sheriff's office on the manning table.
Okay,
as
I'll second.
presented.
motion made and seconded. Any comments, questions? No, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Monetary? Ms. Christian?
Good morning, fellow Salary Board members. It's fun to stand here the first time before you all. Consistent with the Controller, the Recorder of Deeds, and the Sheriff, I stand before you asking that the position of Solicitor be added back to the Pathonetary's manning table.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, and you made a motion, correct? Yeah.
Oh, I'll make the
You made
motion.
Sorry, yes, that's not, yeah, okay. So a motion made and seconded. Comments, questions? None? Okay, all in favor, item 4?
Aye.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Okay, any other public comment or any public comment needed? All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.